Hello, neighbor. This is Novels and Bits podcast, and I am your host, Chizuba Katie. How are we doing? Okay, this is book two of Shatter Me Series. The name of this one is Unravel Me by Tahereh Mafi, and we are seeing where we left off. We're continuing where we left off from the last book. Juliette has found a place where she feels sane at Omega Point. However, she's not doing well. She's been here 2 weeks and cannot get her powers to work. She avoids talking to her roommates and any others, although she was brimming with energy on day one. Girlie is afraid of rejection. Moms also pull away their children when they see her, and she's also heard the whispers that, oh my gosh, she touched somebody before they died. Now, Juliet only eats breakfast with Adam. Since her training is not going well, Castle now suggested Kenji is going to have to train with her. She has also noticed that around here, Kenji is important. Because he's important around here, he's been busy, but he's going to make some time for her. Adam and Juliet, they're still in 20 minutes in the room she shares with the twins, Sarah and Sonia, who are currently not there. The love and feelings are there. Here at Omega Points, things are on regimen because that's what it takes to manage a place like this. So they can't sneak away for clandestine activities, and they have to strictly keep it to making out and body touching. Yet Adam is withdrawn, right? He's been withdrawn for a while now. And he might have a gift too. He and Castle, they've been testing that out. He looks strained and anxious. He now apologizing to Juliet for being here in the room with her. So she can't get more info from him because her roomie's returned and it's almost lights out time. Now at the dining table, Kenji makes a scene during breakfast that's supposed to be theoretical. And it entertains others. Like he kneels before Juliet and he's like, oh, please, think, he's trying to just play with her. But she's like, please stand up. Don't give me that kind of attention. Also, for Juliet, the dreams of the white bird with the yellow crown on its head is back. Except this time, the bird is frozen, is just stuck in mid-flight, okay? Now, Kenji leads Adam and Juliet to a private table. So they're having breakfast together. Castle comes in. Juliet forces a bright smile, while Adam acts as if no one is there. No one is explaining to Juliet what's happening, right? So when she's alone with Kenji, Juliet paints him up a wall. She's about half his size and weight, but he can't move at all. She's demanding to know what's happening, tell me. So he brings her to the lab where she sees Adam in pain and he's hooked up to machines. She loses it. Castle is angry that why did you bring Juliet here? Someone who doesn't understand what we're doing. Because Juliet is so angry, so it triggers her emotions and her powers. Everything around them is vibrating. And remember, they're underground, so she could crash down here on top of their heads. Other occupants of the labs in their various cubes, they look on with fear at what's happening. Kenji has to drag Juliet away. So she's feeling frustration, pain, guilt. That is because of how Adam is suffering to uncover his gift. So all that feelings hit her at once, and she now busts her hand through the ground, causing a crack in the ground. I mean, they literally vibrate. Kenji has to calmly remove her glove. She now sees that her hands are battered. She passes out. It takes 3 days before she wakes up. The healer twins, they're nice, as always, and they're wearing lattice gloves to be able to touch her. Kenji comes in, and now he has a frank heart-to-heart with Juliet. Now tells her that she should get out of her self-pity and actually be of use around here if she's not here to destroy them from the inside. The twins later help her to dress up. That is Juliet. She's weak. They support her on either side to get to their room. That is the room she shares with the twins. Castle and Adam are there. After she's seated on one of the twins' beds, she learns Adam's gift. His gift, disabling. Apparently, if you're a gifted person, he can touch you and your gift stops working. When he needed to get the attention of Castle, and Castle was mid-focus psychokinesis, and Adam just touched his shoulder to get his attention, Castle found out that he could not do anything again. Do you understand? Now, as a soldier, that disabling gift was always unintentionally on. Explains why he was able to touch Juliet, and whenever he's touching Juliet, he's disabling her powers. You get. But it's also hurting him because his guilt is fully on whenever he's with her. So whenever they're holding hands, his body contact is in touch with her, his temperature is always high. That explains why he was always hot in the cell back in book 1. Now, she's been weakening him, and if he's weakened enough, her touch can actually kill him, can hurt him like it hurts everybody else. Oh my God. And Juliet has been dreading this. Part of the reason she was hurrying so much, she'd always be kissing him, touching him, was because she was like, please let me kiss somebody and hug somebody while I still can. Because this whole thing of me touching someone, I am pretty sure it has an expiration date. And when that date comes, I will not be able to touch and kiss, okay? And it looks like that dreaded expiration date has now come. that good thing for her has ended. So Adam asks her to let him and Juliet have some privacy. He's now explaining to her, I'm going to learn to control it, especially around you. I'm going to learn so that I don't weaken. But right now, she's avoiding bare skin. Her best skin coming in touch with him. He manages to convince her that let's not break up. So greedy, she's like, okay, let's not break up. So she just lashes onto the moment, onto his reassurance. And it's a heavy make-out section until she starts feeling euphoric, powerful. That's when it dawns on her, oh my God, whenever I feel that way, I'm draining Adam's life force. So Adam winds up in the medical wing while she resigns herself to an existence of loneliness as before. How dare she dare to dream? Now she has a 6 a.m. meeting with Kenji and time is not moving fast enough. She needs that distraction. She hardly even sleeps. She's ready since 4 a.m. And when she meets up with Kenji, it's kind of this classroom kind of arrangement. Brendan and Winston are her neighbors. They now mention how patrolling have been intense compared to previous years. One eye is not even supposed to be with the soldiers in this patrolling thing, but he's always there. In Juliet's lowest moments, she thinks of him, how similar they are, how they're both used to destruction and cold. But whereas Warner finds pleasure in destruction, she doesn't. So she has no pleasure in living like him. Now, today they are going on armed robbery. That's what they announced to them. There's going to be 16 of them. Apparently, only the strongest and most trusted go out into the outer world for this armed robbery thing. It's actually Kenji's way of demonstrating faith in Juliette, who, no surprise, is still beating up herself over the thing that happened, not just in the lab, but with Adam. So now to all the people going, the 16 of them, they're given a fake RR card. RR card means Reestablishment Registration Card. It's connected to the livelihood, the earnings, and legal status of the citizens. So in case they catch you, you can show them that. Now they go through many tunnels that she hasn't made any effort to explore since she's been here. She's too busy thinking of herself as everything evil to actually be grounded in her present existence. And it's naive, right? I got the feels when I was reading this place. I felt like these are like Nigerians. I expect everything to be sorted out for them, that they're not the problem at all, that everything is against them, except them, without realizing that they're their own worst enemies. So now they do a test run in case they're stopped by soldiers. They run a test run first. So as for Juliet's name, in case she's caught by a soldier, is Delia DuPoint. It's complete with number and a job at a metal factory. She lives on Sector 45. Actually, they're not supposed to give more information than necessary. Just give your name, unless it's asking you what's your number, what that kind of thing. Now, out there, they're not to stick together or act like they know one another. If you get caught, scatter. Never ever betray the position of Omega Point. Out there, when they've come out, it's a deserted land. But Castle says that when he came to this place and he found he has a location for Omega Points, here used to be a forest. It contained lush green vegetation. Right now it's deserted land. Everything here is brown and dying. Now they're hurrying to go to the compound. Kenji goes ahead since he can go invisible, so others are following. It takes about an hour before the compounds come into view. They hurry to join in as soldiers have been spotted. They've spotted soldiers. Now they have to keep their heads down, pick up stuff. But Juliette is obviously so curious because she's never actually been in the compounds before. And this is her first time really out in 3 years. So what's this world like? So she raises her head and the wind whips back her face covering. Warner is standing 20 feet away. Dun dun dun. He's in a black shiny suit and peacock green mox coat. It has gold buttons to match his golden hair. He's perfect. So she quickly keeps her face down, observes from the side of her eye. She didn't know he visited the compound. His eyes are lingering on the kids chasing each other. A stray, sorry-looking dog bumps into his leg, and Juliette is so worried for the poor animal because Warner carries it out of sight, and she's so convinced that he's going to kill it. So there are others. Others come from Castle that Juliette and Co should move right now. But instead of her moving in the direction she's supposed to go, she moves in the opposite direction to Warner because she wants to confirm to herself he's a monster. Because she doesn't know why he keeps coming up in her mind as something other than that. She doesn't know why she keeps trying to understand him. So she's like, I should not try to understand a person like this. He's just evil. Let me go and see with my own eyes that he's evil. Except he's feeding the dog, providing it warmth, smiling. Like, literally allowing one dirty looking dog to get into his jacket. You get a monster does not do that. So this is the first time she sees him smiling and she's like, whoa, he has perfect teeth. Whoa, he has dimples. So she starts making her way in shock. She stumbles, makes a sound, draws his attention, and their eyes clash. So there's shock in his eyes. So she's very sure, oh my God, I'm gonna die. But then there's hands on her mouth, Kenji, that tells her don't move. He projects, making her go invisible. Like he projects his ability on her. She goes invisible with him. He now takes her away from there. While they are going away and, there's some distance away enough to talk, he tells her that she's actually being his job. That's why he watches her on castles others in case she has any psychotic breakdowns based on her experience, being locked away and cold. It's expected. So he keeps an eye on her. So they have an honest heart to heart here. And I love this so much. So he's telling her, it's not like I want to see you all depressed or whatever. It's just that this life is messed up enough as it is. And I'm sick of you being so caught up in your own little world all the time. You act like this whole thing, everything we do is a joke. You don't take any of it seriously. I was once Juliette, so I don't hate her for playing victim. But you gotta know, it helps nobody. Embrace your power. Stand in your place in this world, please. So Kenji continues talking to her. All you do is sit around and think about your feelings. You've got problems. Boo friggin' who? Your parents hate you and it's so hard. But you have to wear gloves for the rest of your life because you kill people when you touch them. Who gives a dime? He's breathing so hard and he's not telling her, as far as I can tell, you've got food in your mouth and clothes on your back and a place to pee in peace whenever you feel like it. Those aren't problems. That's called living like a king. And I'd really appreciate it if you grow the hell up and stop walking around like the world crapped on your only roll of toilet paper because it's stupid. It's stupid and it's ungrateful. You don't have a clue what everyone else in the world is going through right now. You don't have a clue, Juliet. And you don't seem to give a damn either. Now, I am trying to give you a chance to fix things. I keep giving you opportunities to do things differently, to see past the sad little girl you used to be, the sad little girl you keep clinging to, and stand up for yourself. Stop crying. Stop sitting in the dark, counting out all your individual feelings about how sad and lonely you are. Wake up. She needed this talk too. Everybody has just been like handling her feelings with care. Yes, what happened to you is terrible. It's bad. In fact, we will learn more and more. Like that what happened to her is even bigger than all of this, and more things are still going to happen to her, but you cannot get through all of it like this. You can't just say, oh, if I lie down and if I don't hurt anybody, the world will see that I'm not bad. They'll just trample on you and kill you and move on. You have to, fight back. Please, if this is you, wake up. We need you to stand in your power, please. They meet up with the others and arrive at this compound that looks ordinary, but underground is where the tea is. Castle and Kenji did a lot of work together, in weeks before this, in uncovering storage warehouses close to Mega Point. Castle can feel when there's a storage house because his psychokinetic abilities enable him to know when there's a large truck of things somewhere he gets. So they walk with Kenji cloaking them in invisibility. So they'll go and check those places out. It's a teamwork, really trying to get the supplies. A girl called Lily has photographic memory that sees everything as it is. So she would just look at everything first so that they will know to leave everything exactly as it is, right? Then others start moving things so that they can leave everything, right? And nothing behind. Castle will move some things with his mind. Why another huge black guy? He'll move heavy things like it's cotton. So maybe he has super strength or something. Kenji is on the lookout while invisible. I mean, he would inform them that any soldiers coming here. Brendan is blocking out the cameras with his electric energy, at the same time providing light to them in this darkness. Winston and his super stretchiness, it's insane. He just, stretch here, like this, stretch here, like that. So Juliette asks a question and discovers they all thought she was mute. Because when she asked that question, like, you talk? She's like, I do. So they invite her to have a meal with them. That's what she's up to the next day, and she's actually enjoying it when Adam shows up. Uh-oh. He looks terrible, and he wants to talk in private. So they're in the hallway, and Juliette is shaken. She can't be with him. That's what she's telling him, but she's going to always love him. He's agonized and doesn't want to accept this. He promises to try, and she can't. She pushes away and runs past people all the way to her training room. So Kenji finds her there, and when she learns that everybody heard the drama that just went down the hallway with her and Adam, she is mortified. Like this embarrassment of grounds, open up and swallow me. But Kenji Sha, whatever your boyfriend life is, Sha, your love life, Sha, know you have to still train. Life doesn't end because you break up with your boyfriend. So Kenji now starts telling her, okay, see, you don't know how to manifest your power wheel. Let me share my own story with you. This is how my powers was manifested. I was young, I was scared, and I was hiding. That's when I noticed that I disappeared. In fact, when I noticed that, I thought I was dead. And that invisibility lasted 3 days. Controlling it as he has now took acceptance because he thought it's cool. And it took work too. The problem with Juliette is she doesn't even accept what she is. She thinks she kills people. He shifts her perspective. Well, you can keep the gloves on, the rest of your life and you will not have to kill anybody. But there's also the other thing you know how to do. You know how to break walls. And the other day you held me up, against the wall. She was like, I thought it's because you did not want to come in contact with me. That's why you were You allowed me to hold you like, I said, no, I could literally not move. You actually have super strength. So you can break walls, you can break steel, and you have super strength. So why not use the other ability if you don't want to use the touching one? Do you understand? So they now practice on a brick, and Juliette dissolves brick into fine sand without even realizing it, because she's still talking and like she's holding the brick, and next thing she looks at her hand, she has already dissolved the brick into sand. So Kenji makes a mistake of mentioning, "Oh my God, imagine if that touch is now on a person, just like that." Juliet is like, I don't want to train again today. I'm going to be lonely for the rest of my life. No hug, no kisses, no handshake." Juliet's next lesson is the next day, and Kenji's like, "I'm going to teach you how to shoot." They do have that lesson. It's not like she learned that much, but she actually learned how to at least hold a gun and point at something. So it's some progress was made. Suddenly, Juliette is woken up one night. Together with Adam and Kenji, they assemble in Castle's office. Winston and Brendan, that's the guy, super stretchy guy, and the guy that can, make cameras blind out, the electric power thing, both of them were taken. So we had two other guys Juliette was just getting to know. Those two were patrolling. Apparently, Warner's father, one of the founders of their establishment, and he's a supreme commander. There are only 6 supreme commanders in the world. He's in town. So that explains how Warner was able to be away from the base, searching for the resistance hideouts with the soldiers while he was patrolling, because he's not supposed to be away from the base for a long time. But it makes more sense that he could have been away if his father was around, like he is. Do you get? So his father came in secretly a while ago and is not pleased at all with all the recent happenings. As far the whole Juliet running away, not getting shot, and the whole resistant movement. So the father asked for a meeting. That's Anderson. That's his name. Warner's father is Anderson. He wants a meeting. Essentially, he wants Juliet. So together with Adam and Kenji, they are going to be attending, because that's the only way to get their friends back. Now, Juliet is barely trained. She's barely prepared. She's only been at Omega Point 3 weeks. Just a few days ago that Kenji talked sense into her. But somehow she just tells herself, okay, if it's for these people I'm just getting to know, I'm willing to go out there. I'm prepared to die. She doesn't even think she's going to survive, but she doesn't obviously say the dying part aloud, else Adam would have just gone ballistic. They make Juliet's outfit a lot cooler. Winston actually designed new clothes for her before he was taken. They put a strap on her and arm her with weapons she's terrible at using. The guys too, they look so cool. Kenji is in a special suit too, so that it can make going invisible easier for him instead of having to blend all the clothes and so on. So while Adam is in regular clothes, James requests to speak to Juliet privately. And James, our 10-year-old gorgeous, adorable James, is upset that, why didn't you tell me that you've killed someone before? She now explained the situation. I was actually trying to help him. When she explains it, she's expecting that James is going to hate her. But to her surprise, it doesn't. He even hugs her. He can hug her around the suit, but not touch her skin. He now tells her that all those kids have been talking bad about you, I'm not going to eat with them again, okay? I'm going to eat with you when you return. Like, you have to return so that we can eat together. Juliet is in tears. It's the most adorable thing, actually. It's so adorable. So, this is where we're going to stop. Juliet is going to go and meet with Anderson, one of the supreme commanders of the establishment. This man is heartlessness personified, and we're about to meet him. Okay, so what is he like? Find out in the next episode, which is the final part of this book. Again, I don't know how to put this in as a poll out there. Do you prefer this watch summary, or do you like all those my details, okay? Please let me know. As always, please tell someone about the show, share the link, put it out, just say something you like about it on social media, and add the link there, let somebody listen. You can send it as a personalized text message. Drop comments, reviews. Those things go such a long way, you have no idea. And more goody stuff is coming up, while we are trying to establish more structure around this. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here, neighbor.